Hey everyone, Loomis here, and by popular request, because I've been lazy, I haven't done it yet, but we have the new game mode, the Magic Tower Conquest, otherwise known as Auto Chess, and people have been asking me what are the good mercenaries to use, because I do the Apex Mercenary Overview, so people want to see the mercenaries viewed here as well. So as you can see, I'm actually currently using 4 of the mercenaries myself, and I will explain why a little bit later in the video. I'm using them at the end. So basically, the way the mercenaries work, so I'll just use, because Luna is first here, I'll just briefly explain how they work. So as people who have tried out the mode know, you only use one skill in this game mode. So whatever skill you pick, you are stuck with that one. And normally for a unit that you actually own, you can change what the skill is. So let's say for some reason on Luna you wanted to bring wind pressure. So you, after you attack a tower, you do another hit on it. That might be something you might want to bring, or maybe you want to bring Raging Thunder because you have an attack based, not an MDEF based Luna because you're an idiot. So you can change around those skills. Now with the mercenaries, they have one skill and one skill only. So if you bring this Luna, she is only going to have Wind God Realm. Which, you'll see that this is not necessarily a bad thing. Some of the units have the skill that you want them to bring. Now, you'll also see in other cases that the skill that they have is not very good, so there's definitely those cases. Now, the other thing with mercenaries is that they have no equipment. So, let's say you have a Yulia Merc. She will not have a meditation ring, so she will not be fixed damage immune. And then all of the soldiers are consistent, so from what I've heard, allegedly the soldiers are basically the stats they would have if they were at 70%, but the drawback is that they're only level 5, and the hero boost is 20% across the board. So these soldiers generally are going to be much weaker than your own soldiers, even if you don't have max training, just because level 5 is a huge drop-off compared to even level 10 with 40% trainings. So just something to consider. Now, don't let the lesser soldiers dissuade you from some of these mercenaries, as some of these mercenaries are actually incredibly good. And then obviously the last feature is that these mercenaries, the stats are just their stats. They have no AB or PvP enchants. They just have these stats. And some of these mercenaries have actually really, really good stats. And consider that this is basically the equivalent to a base plus the green. So with that out of the way, we can now look at these mercenaries. So this Luna is okay. The issue with her is that the MDEF is quite low. So to put in perspective, a solid Luna would generally have even like 100 more base plus green MDEF. So it's not going to kill many things, but it does have Wind God Realm, which can be a very useful tool to boost some of your shorter leg units. And obviously has a 6-star Luna talent. That is something else about all these mercenaries, is that they're all 6-star, which is another important feature. And that is actually why I'm using some of the mercenaries, and I'll explain that later. So, the MDEF, the magic damage decrease aura is actually, can really, really help you. I've had situations in auto chess where it has definitely saved some of my units and helped me win. So, if this Luna is better than yours, definitely put her in. If you don't have a very good Luna, she's a decent one to consider. I would rate this one like a solid like B minus. It's not a great mercenary, but it's pretty good. Okay, so now we have Landius here, and this Landius is locked to his 3C, which is not bad. As far as stats, I'd actually say this Landius has fairly good stats. The Royal Cav is nice, and obviously he has a 6-star talent. So tanks are a little bit wonky in this. The best tanks are actually the ones that revive. So this Landius, again, I'd probably rank him more in like the C plus B minus range. Because Peace of Mind is a great skill, but you know, Landius is only okay. Alright, so now we have Gerald and Layla. And I'm using this Merc for 2 reasons. One, mine is 5-star, and this is a 6-star Gerald and Layla. So the talent is that much better, but also, like, this is a fairly good hit number, and this is like a godly attack number. I don't even think you can get both of these, to be honest. on a regular Jared and Layla. So it's just going to have absolutely boosted heals. And it's just and GNL is a very, very, very good unit for this mode because as long as they attack, they have a global heal and 1 debuff removal. Lock to Holy Word, which is basically the only skill you'd ever want to bring on them. I can't see a reason to bring any other skill. They have Sorceresses, which is great. So this is about as top tier of a mercenary for this mode as you can find. Very, very, very good. Alright, now we have a Yulia here. And Yulia has Godly Menace, which is fantastic. Obviously 6-star. Actually, this is a fairly good int number. Zealots are okay, just because she's probably not going to have buffs. Or enough buffs. So just be kind of wary of that. But this is a fairly decent mercenary. I think a lot of people will look at her and say, wow, this is OP. I would not call her OP. I would just call her very good. I would rate her, for example, I would rate her below the Jared and Layla, but I would say she's better than the Luna on a relative basis. So this is a very, very, very good mark. Okay, now we have a 6-star Lana here. And this Lana, at least she does have Black Hole. Now, Lana's kind of tricky in auto chess because the AI will make her attack from 3 range with a skill, which is obviously not very ideal in almost every case. So having Black Hole at an extended range is actually pretty decent in this game mode because AoEs can hit towers, which help you win. So, int is quite low, if I'm being honest. But this is a half-decent option. It's kind of like the Landiest tier. Okay, now we have a 6-star Rachel here. And this Rachel, again, I would rate her higher than the Lana. But she's trapped, she's locked to Holy Word, which is not a particularly great skill. It does have its uses, but, you know, Arcane Blast, even, Riddick Void would have been the dream, but Arcane Blast would have been better, Dark Scythe would have been better, Holy Word's a little bit, not so great. The int is the same as Lana's, but it's not as bad as Lana because Rachel has a much lower base int. So this is, like, if Lana's int is, like, 100 to 120 points lower than what you should expect, this Rachel's more like 50 to 60 int less than you should expect. So it's closer to what you'd want to see. But, you know, this Rachel, again, is only okay. Alright, now we have the Mystery Knight here. And, again, my Mystery Knight's only 5 stars, so having the 6-star Mystery Knight, much better. Thunder Zone is an incredible skill for this mode, has the unicorns. Very good int. This is another OP mercenary. Okay, now we have a Sword Elwyn here. And he has Sword Soul, which is good. Phalanx, which is a bit of a rip. But, you know, this is a decent nuke. You could do worse. Okay, now we have a Demon Bosal. And he's locked to sleep, which is not very good. If I'm just being completely honest. This is not very good at all. His MDef is, again, pretty low. If he's better than your Bosal, go for it. But Bosal's also one of the units where his talent doesn't really do much as he scales up. So if you have a 4 or 5-star Bosal with better stats and the ability to choose Summon or choose Black Hole, absolutely go with that. This Bosal is by no means better than your Bosal if the stats are lower. Okay, so now we have Lenin, who he has Divine Guard, which is okay, I guess. Not his 3C, sadly. His 3C makes him a little bit more usable here. Because he doesn't revive, he only has so much use. This Lenin is solid, but not spectacular. Alright, now we have a 6-star Lanford here. And, you know, the attack is actually good. He's locked to Javelin, which is okay. You know, Shiv would be better. He has his aura, obviously. He does have the aerial guards here, which are basically the equivalent to Griffin Knights. So, he's okay. I don't love him, but he's okay. He's better. I'd say he's on the higher half of Mercs. Alright, now we have a Burn here, and this is one of the few mercenaries that I would actually call legitimately bad. Sword Stance has an absolutely pitiful range with no Balance Blade, so very questionable to use. The stats aren't great. This Stone Colossus, like, this burns is not very good. Alright, now we have Leon. Leon does have Shiv. His attack is not actually terrible. This is a pretty solid attack number. And he has Shiv. Angels are fine. This is a pretty solid Leon. I would rank this. This is probably like a top 10 mercenary, actually. Alright, now we have Sherri. And Sherri is OP in this game mode because of her, not only her 3C, which will heal her completely if she uses it, and stun if she doesn't kill, but the Act Again is absolutely bonkers in this game mode. This Sherri should absolutely be in your box. The only reason she should not be in your box is if you have a stronger one of your own. Okay, now we have the Angelina, who again, she has her 3C here, which is an incredibly powerful move for this game mode. And, she should be in your box as well, unless you have your own stronger Angelina. Alright, now we have Brenda here. And the Brenda's attack is a little bit low. Alright, it's actually quite low, if I'm being honest. But she does have Ashglow Strike, which will take care of Yulia's and other annoying units. And this Brenda can definitely tech in to be a very good unit to use. I don't have room for her in my box, but she is definitely on the upper tier of mercs in this game mode. Okay, now we have, now we have a 6-star Lambda here. And Lambda, the int is very low. However, the ability to use White Dragon Breath and have dwarfs is excellent. The sad part about this Lambda is she does not have her accessory because she's a merc, and she can't clock White Dragon Breath, but due to her talent, she has enormous range with the breath skill, and is going to be able to hit lots of things. So I've had a lot of people use Mire against my Lambda, and I hit their entire field anyways, just because their AoEs are that long. So if you don't have a Lambda built up, I would definitely consider putting her in your box. Alright, now we have Oulton Dealer here. And Oulton Dealer is a good unit for this game mode. However, he's only good if you have Gale on him. For obvious reasons, because if he Gale procs, moves twice, he can take out a tower by himself. Raging Thunder is not bad, but it's not the best skill for him by any means. So, if you lack DPS, you could consider him, but I would not rush to put him in my box. Okay, now we have a Clarett. And the Clarett, if you do not have a built Clarett that's 6 stars, put this in your box. Lightning Flash is an incredibly OP skill. She can also actually one-round a tower, because if she uses Lightning Flash on the tower, obviously she cannot kill a tower in one hit, so she will proc the Act Again and be able to one-round a tower. So that's an incredibly OP ability, and she is excellent for this game mode. I am not using this merc because I have my own built Clarett, which is obviously going to be much better, but if you do not have one, put this in your box. Alright, now we have Listel. This Listel is fine. Blood Dance is good for obvious reasons. Her stats are nothing crazy. I'm assuming most people have a better Listel than this. And again, like Bosal, her talent doesn't really scale much with stars, so if you have a statistically better Listel, then this is an easy pass. Okay, now we have Amelia. And Amelia is actually one of the best tanks in this game mode, because she has the ability to revive. So you can't one-shot. Now, the problem with the Merc Amelia is that Amelia without Fair Fight and a Bracer is just not very good. And obviously no equipment, and no Fair Fight. So she's going to struggle a lot, but at the very least, it's going to take 2 hits to kill her. So that in itself is a pretty good ability. So if you are struggling to fill out your box, this is actually a surprisingly useful option. Okay, we have Rainforce here, and this Rainforce is actually surprisingly solid. I have fought a number of players with him. Now, the funny thing about AI in this game is that it has no idea how to teleport, but the one exception is Rainforce's Eclipse. For some reason, it understands how to teleport with this ability, and will use it. So, it's going to, he's going to hit things, and because he is the Assassin class, he's actually annoying, because you can't punish him with ranged.
So this Rainforest is surprisingly good as a merc, and he's actually probably low key like a top 5, top 7 merc that we have available right now, which is interesting. Okay, so now we have Juggler here. He does have Triton, which is his best ability to bring, as he cannot use 3C. Lobsters. So I mean, I'd only use this Jug if he's stronger than your own Jug. Otherwise, not useful. Okay, now we have Liana, and this Liana, because she has no access to Sky Archer, or again, I would actually say she's completely useless. Prayer is fine, but this Liana is not very good. Your Liana is almost certainly better. Okay, then we have the final 4 here. We have Chiffon, who is actually she's a top 10 merc available. Having Heaven Sanction is a blessing in this. She will hit decently hard. Her int, again, is pretty solid because she has a lower base, like Rachel. She has Shrine Maiden, so she's going to be harder to kill, obviously. So this is, sadly, she has no med ring, so she's not fixed immune. But this Chiffon is actually pretty good, and definitely use her if you are in need of mercs. Okay, now we have the young Jess. Now, Breath of the Goddess is pretty good. You know, I don't see a lot of people using young Jess, but I actually think this young Jess is definitely on the better half of mercs than not. Just because she has the immense range, 4 blocks, with her AoE, so that's pretty solid. And she has Shrine Maidens. Alright, now we have Omega, and this Omega is actually bad, because he's locked to Focus Snipe, and Focus Snipe is not a very good skill. He's not going to be able to his skill does not matter, because he does not have Surprise Attack, so he does not have the mechanic to attack directly. So this Omega cannot guard bypass, it can't 3x you, now you just have a 6-star beat stick. So he's not particularly good, buyer beware. And then last but not least we have Tiaris with Miracle. Tiaris is a pretty bad unit for this game mode, if I'm going to be completely honest. I would stay away from this one. Healers in general are very bad, unless your name is Liana with Sky Archers, or Weiler, maybe Close, or Anna. Healers otherwise are just not very good. So that is it for the Mercenary review for Auto Chess. Perhaps if there are new mercenaries on the update this week, I will review those as well. But that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate if you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and if you guys have any questions about either the mercenaries in Auto Chess or the Auto Chess game mode itself, please let me know in the comment section below, and I'd be happy to elucidate and chat about this new game mode. It is not nearly as bad as people made it sound from CN, but it is definitely not that enjoyable. I don't love it. It's too RNG, but it's not as bad as I was expecting, so I would highly recommend people try it, because the rewards you get for this are very, very, very good. All this ore, all these AB stones, some scrolls, gold, crystals, the rewards are just absolutely worth it. So definitely check it out, guys. Alright, that's it for the video today. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I will see you again soon.